Well, the Phillies had themselves an offensive fireworks show this afternoon. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Sets of Videocast. Today we're going to recap this afternoon's spring training game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Detroit Tigers as the Phillies defeat the Tigers by a final score of 9-3 as Bryce Harper and Didi both homer in this game. Now, guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, what a great game here for the Phillies. Zach Eflin started this game, pitched a nice, clean 4 innings. Wow, that was just great to see out of Zach Eflin. Bryce Harper, man, he got a hold of that one to center field. Man, that was a no-doubter. Didi Gregorius' grand slam was also no-doubter. We have a lot to talk about in this game. What a great win here for the Phils. They're struggling with the bats this past week, and I tell you, we woke up. I mean, Bryce Harper was struggling a little bit. Got 2 hits today, a home run, ground rule double. Also drew his first walk of the spring. Rhys Hoskins joining in on the action. So, I mean, great job here by the Phils. I miss JT. That's one guy I really miss watching, JT. And, who knows when we'll see him again. We just need him ready for opening day, though. That's the biggest thing. We need JT ready for opening day. That's the top priority right now. And once again, I mean, Zach Eflin, I love what I saw to Zach Eflin today. I love the Bryce 2-home run. I love the Didi Gregorius grand slam. I love to see that. We took advantage of some bad baseball, too, with that pass ball, and Harper scored on the pass ball. As we take a look at the scoring side, we all started in the bottom of the first inning. Bryce, Aaron, Max Harper at the plate in an 0-2 count. He homers on a towering fly ball to center field, a no-doubter. You knew he got it when he just stood there and watched with the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like with that little 2-hand finish, he just stands there and watches it. My, oh my, a 2-run shot that scores Andrew McCutchen, his second of the spring, and the Phillies now take a 2-0 lead. So what a start to this game against the Detroit Tigers, against Mace, who was the Tigers starting pitcher for today's ball game, who allowed his first run of the spring to Bryce Harper in a 2-run shot. So, my, oh my, I mean, Bryce Harper made him pay. That ball was just destroyed. I mean, traveled 436 feet. I mean, that ball hit out to left field against the Pittsburgh Pirates, I believe it was last Friday. That was pretty well, too, but this one by far way longer than that one. That was, the center field. So, Bryce got all of that one. As I said, 2-0 Phillies. Then we jump in the bottom of the third inning. Didi Gregorius, who's been slumping a little bit, starting out the spring. Here he hits a grand slam to right field, a no-doubter that scores McCutchen, Hoskins, and Bryce. And the Phillies now take a 6-0 lead. He got all of that one. I mean, he just crushed it. And, he just dropped the bat. It almost looked like the Ryan Howard. Of course, Didi Gregorius doesn't have a 1-hand finish. He has a 2-hand finish. But he just dropped the bat. I mean, he knew he got it. I mean, the right fielder didn't even move. He just stood there and watched it. I love to see that because Didi really needs something to go into spring. I understand, yeah, it's spring training, but you kind of need something to kind of jumpstart you a little bit. That grand slam really seemed to get him fired up. And hopefully, as I said, I mean, he's one of those guys that, kind of struggles going into camp. And, once the regular season starts, he, feels good. But, man, he needed that one. 6-0 Phillies. Then we jump ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning. A wild pitch was thrown by Joe Jimenez. Bryce Harper scores from third. And it is now a 7-0 Phillies lead. So the Phillies now take a 7-0 lead. We knew that the ball game was over at that point. And then Andrew Knapp in the same inning grounds into a double play. And Didi Gregorius scores. And it's now an 8-0 ball game. Of course, Andrew Knapp was not given an RBI in that. If you ground into a double play and you drive in a run, that does not count as an RBI. It makes sense. So Andrew Knapp was not awarded an RBI there, but it is 8-0 Phils. And the bases were loaded, and Roman Quinn at the plate, he draws the bases loaded, walking against Joe Jimenez to make it a 9-0 Phillies lead. And that would be it for the Phils offensively for the rest of the game. 9 runs pushed across the board. We took advantage of a wild pitch. We know we have some power with Bryce and Didi. We draw bases loaded walk. I mean, what a great job here. What a great job here. I'm so impressed with the Phillies offense today. Very solid. He had a bit of a shaky top of the 7th inning with Brian Mitchell, a guy who's had a great spring, not so great today. We'll talk more about it when we get into the pitching line, but Brian Mitchell, that top of the 7th inning was really rough for him as Aki Badu homers on a fly ball to right field, a 2-run shot that also scores Tingerson. And it is now a 9-2 ball game. So the Tigers get on the board against Brian Mitchell, as I said. Once again, I mean, he had a great spring so far. I mean, this game he just kind of ran into some trouble. It's all right. It's spring training. That's what we have, spring training. But that was pretty disappointing. Once again, the reason why it had nothing to do, we already knew the game was already over. And of course, these games don't count to begin with. And, we're up, 9-0 at that time. And at the time of that, the home run was 9-2. So we all knew we were going to win the game. But with Brian Mitchell, looking at it from his perspective, it's just spring training, right? But, he saw he's doing so well, kind of had a rough game here. Once again, it's not time to push the panic button. Then in the same inning, Willie Castro doubles on a fly ball to center field. Harold Castro scores, and it's now a 9-3 ball game. And that's your ball game. 9-3 your final score is the Phillies win 9-3 as they really just beat down on this Detroit Tigers team, which was just not very good in my opinion. The Tigers are one of the worst teams in baseball, probably definitely the worst team in the AL. I think the Pirates are probably a little worse than the Tigers, but the Tigers are not far behind. But I love this game. This was awesome. This was awesome. I just love everything about this game. I liked, I just love a good offensive fire show. I just do. I just love going out there and just, having all these fireworks. I just love it. I just love it. As Andrew McCutcheon, Elias, collects 2 hits, scores 2 runs. We got, Rhys Hoskins getting on the action. Scoring a run and collecting a hit. Then we got Bryce Harper going 2 for 2, 3 runs scored, a ground rule double, a home run, and a walk. Great job. Great job. As now he gets his average back up to 308. He needed that. He needed that. He was going to a little slump. He was going to a little slump. He had that great game against the Pittsburgh Pirates last Friday, where he hit a home run and a single. And he came to kind of slow down a little bit. Wasn't putting a lot of hard contact in the ball. Well, today, different story. It was a different story today. Didi Gregorius only collecting that 1 hit, but it was a big hit, a grand slam to right field, a no-doubter. And I love to see it. Bryce Scott got an appearance today, got in at bat, and unfortunately he did not collect a hit. Ronald Torres, collecting the hit. So, I like this. I love this. This was a great game here. I was so impressed with Roman Quinn, working a bases loaded walk. We do that so many times. We give up bases loaded walks. It felt good to finally get one against somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Today was just a feel-good win. I understand this is spring training, but you gotta be happy about this win. You gotta be happy. Once again, you had a lot of your starters in there. You had Bryce, you got Reese, in there. So you got McCutcheon. You got a lot of your starters in there. Didi. And you can't really shy away about this ballgame. You just can't. You take a look at Zach Eflin's starts today, 4 innings, 2 hits, and 4 strikeouts. An unbelievable performance out of Zach Eflin. What a way to start off the spring. What a great job. What a great job. Man, oh man. He's just had himself a great start to the spring. Now 2-0. He's started off on the right foot, man. He has been unbelievable so far. What a way to start. As I said, gets his 2nd win of the spring so far. Great. He just looked fantastic today. 4 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits in just 4 innings of work. Awesome. And the rest of the Phillies pitching staff, Tony Watson, as you look at Hector Rondon, even Michael Unio, who really struggled the other day, and Ramon Rosa, they all did their jobs except for Brian Mitchell. Brian Mitchell really struggled. As you take a look at Brian Mitchell's line today, he only pitched 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. As I said, he had himself a great start to the spring, but today he seemed to kind of run into some trouble there. And once again, it's not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the end of the world, nothing to be ashamed of. But nevertheless, the Phillies win this ball game 9-3. As I love the performance of Zach Eflin, I love the power, I love the Didi Gregorius grand slam, I love the Bryce home run, and I don't want you to think I took too much emphasis on Bryce Harper. I think that was a problem. When I first started my show, I talked too much about Bryce Harper, and I actually, go back and watch my videos on a pretty regular basis, and I kind of saw that. I talk way too much about him. Once again, you gotta look at the team. You gotta look at, of course, Bryce is my favorite player, but I was just even more fired up about the Didi Gregorius grand slam. That's huge. This guy's like the king of grand slams. Hit a couple last season. This is just great. This was just great. And Eflin, going back to Zach Eflin, he doesn't have fantastic stuff, but he knows how to locate better than a lot of guys. He just does. And he has a great chemistry with Andrew Knapp. That they're really good buds off the field, too. They hang out. So they have a really good chemistry together. You talk about a personal catcher. You know what I'm saying there. I remember back in the San Francisco Giants when they had, I think, Barry Zito. I don't know if you guys remember that name, but his personal catcher was Pablo Sandoval. I believe that was way back in, I'm going to say 2010, around that time. Barry Zito. That was his personal catcher, Pablo Sandoval. And I kind of get that vibe from the Zach Eflin, Andrew Knapp, because they have such a great chemistry. They work well together. And they seem like really, really good buds. They just do. And another thing I love is the Joe Girardi check-ins. I love that. I love, hearing what the skipper has to say. I love that. It just kind of gives a little in-game feel there. I love it. I just love it. And of course, you don't really get to see that, in the regular season because it's more, more focused, a little more serious. Spring training, I like it. But once again, I'm just really just chomping at the bit to get the regular season started. I mean, today's March 13th. It starts April 1st, opening day. We're not that far away here, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, we go back an hour, which is good, so we get more sunlight. It gets darker later. It gets a little bit more lighter. Around 6 o'clock, it's not like pitch black. So that's kind of nice. So spring is coming. Spring is upon us, and it's just great. It is just great. This is a great feeling. This is a great time of year. Things are blooming. The cold weather is out. Of course, you can have a bit of a cold week this week, but I just feel the baseball vibes in the air. I feel the spring vibes. It just is just good times. These are good times here, ladies and gentlemen. As the Phillies do today, what they're supposed to do. I mean, they're supposed to beat up on this Tigers team. I mean, once again, this isn't a regular season game. It's different. I mean, you go back and look at 2 weeks ago, when they got just absolutely destroyed by the Tigers in the first game. So, if we would have lost this game, I would have been saying the same thing. But I expect the Phillies to do something like this, especially in a regular season game. They have all their stars in there, and that's what they did today. I mean, they had Bryce playing, Didi, Andrew. I mean, they had a lot of their stars playing today. Reese. So a lot of people contributed. It wasn't just like Bryce Harper, collected let's say 4 hits, and everybody else, the rest of the guys, went 0 for 4, 0 for 3. I mean, this was a collective. This was a nice collaborative team win today. It just was. It felt good. It all felt right. Everyone was joining on the action. When you look at the pitching staff, and other than Brian Mitchell, outstanding. So I couldn't be more pleased with this win. Once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates, 1:05 the first pitch. Unfortunately, we will not be able to watch the game tomorrow as we travel to Lincoln Park and Brandon, Florida. So we have Matt Moore on the mound. He was 1-0, and he has not given up a run this spring so far. And opposing will be Barat, who is also 1-0, and he also has not given up a run this spring. So Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow. 1:05 the first pitch. The Phillies are now 6-6-1. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hotspur on Instagram, TikTok, Afro and X Instagram. Card text 267-225-3D92. Email me, phillieshotstove@gmail.com. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Great win here today for the Phils. Bryce Harper, Didi Gregorius. I mean, I just love this. Zach Eflin with that, nice 4 innings of work. I mean, he just look amazing. How promising is this? I mean, this is great. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Once again, I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. 1-5 the first pitch tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'll talk to you all later. I'll see you.